Hi. All right. I think everything's in order. So today we're gonna be playing some more Danganronpa. Bless. Unfortunately, I can't do a long stream today. It's gonna be a short hour stream today. Very short, unfortunately. But to make up for it, you will receive another stream tomorrow. You'll get a special Saturday stream. Saturday stream? Should I do Saturday stream? Hold on. Let me look at my schedule. Apologies. It seems I may not be able to do a Saturday stream. So I apologize, but today will be a very short stream compared to normal. I have an exam that I have to do. My teacher just kind of last second dropped it on me, so got a college programming exam to do, and that's not fun. So we're gonna be doing that within an hour. So we're gonna do an hour stream today, play a little bit of Danganronpa, and we'll do some more later. I apologize. I would like, first and foremost, to just apologize. What time are you? Or my eyes closed. Did you guys see the new Genshin trailer, by the way? I thought that was really cool. Maybe we'll review it on Monday or something. Anyway, let's get right into the game. Water. Remember to drink some water, chat. Okay. So, when we last left off here, we were about to enter the rec room. So, here we go. Makoto. Makoto. Kyoko. You know, what's wrong? Something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? Window in the rec room, and I hurried to look inside. And I did. Sakura? Is she unconscious? And like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
Huh?
I was just walking and I happened to notice her through the window, but I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking, I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond.
Huh?
What should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway.
First of all, we need to get into that rec room. But the door's locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
Listen to me.
We're going to force our way in. I just said
Wrong.
the door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room doesn't have a lock. Huh? Then why?
It would seem...
Feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair?
In other words...
Either way, this door isn't locked, which means as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then there's no problem if we break in.
Indeed.
Smash the window. Should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll get something to break it with. Wait right here. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. Just unconscious, right? Hope so. Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure. Yeah, she's gotta be, right? Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. That silence didn't last long. Here! I found a broom in the classroom. Use it!
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto?
Please!
Hurry! Okay. You two stand back. I took hold of the broom and swung as hard as I could. Aiming directly at the window, all it took was one solid hit. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed on it with all my strength, and finally, the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could. The moment I laid my hand on her. Surely she's not. All I felt was cold death. No! No, dude. How? Fucking how? Dude, that's like Sakura. How? How? What? What? How? How the fuck did you? Whoa! How the fuck did? How? I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body, and then.
A body had been discovered! After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin!
Damn. Who's that?
Danganronpa.
Who's that? What?
Huh? Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. How? She didn't make it in time. It happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead, checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And I... Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again.
I
Need to examine Sakura's body. Stood there motionless behind Sakura. Time passed. I stood there unable to do a thing. Time just passed. After I don't know how long. I got everyone. Let me check something on the volume settings real quick. I got everyone. Ogre?
Yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means. Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. And what was she gonna say? Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault!
It was one of you, Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. One of you killed Sakura.
What?
You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation? I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her.
I won't forgive you.
One of you did it. I know it. You know it.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on!
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer.
It's the Monokuma file!
Yay! And don't get mad, Mrs. Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. Okay. Monokuma, please. Now then, with that eye. Hold on. There's something I want to ask you.
Huh?
It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura.
Say what?
Uh-huh. Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again and then...
In other words...
Then I killed her?
Hmm?
Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me.
Phew.
Which, thank God for that. It saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her.
well done.
So I don't know who it was, but whoever the blackened is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one? Oopsies, before you get all pissy-potty at me, you better figure out who did it first.
Shing!
'Cause I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
What is this?
What the hell? He owes them one?
I won't forgive
I
you.
hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind, after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. We can't do that. We're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Hina? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay then. Hina is guard number 1, but we need one more. Yoko, that's you.
what?
Me. You're always a thorn in my side. This time just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that in order. In order?
That's fine.
Fine. I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene.
Huh?
What?
It's your fault!
One of you killed Sakura.
I won't forgive you.
I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me.
What?
You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care.
Ah!
I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hiro, do you really object? You're gonna go that far. What can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina. But you should agree to this request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine. I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally. Who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen,
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
listen to me.
all of us face execution. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. We want to survive. We have to do it. Kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but just to do it. Alright. Investigate. Better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. Time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood.
Hey,
I think this case this time might be a challenge. Why's that?
so...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And the door had been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. If the door was blocked from the inside, and there was no way in or out till we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right?
In other words...
This is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? Guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
Hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first is when the locked room is created, after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method, steals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trickery, involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or a simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh,
In other words...
basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
However...
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
It's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words...
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. Sounds like it could have been possibly, maybe?
It's true.
And the fourth and the final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room?
In other words...
By that, I mean there actually is an alternative escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
Indeed.
I believe so, yes. When it comes to the locked room, the mysteries, those are the basics. There are 4 possibilities. And Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room. Until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Alright, let's get into the investigation. That's something, okay. Huh? The locker's open, and they're on the inside. It's a handprint.
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? Looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and left the handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in there until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group?
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? That somebody was hiding in there and then boom, jumped out and killed Sakura. We got a little glass there, broken glass. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and there are tops and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. I think I know which one. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. The figurine. It fits in the palm of my hand. The Monokuma figure. And what do we have here? There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. Inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figurine. What I'm wondering is, how did they get those figures inside the bottle?
So...
No different from your standard ship in a bottle. You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that? Oh, yeah, maybe I have. I certainly have. Those are really cool.
in other words...
So, this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. If you will. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? Shards of glass in the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Okay, but we also have blood over there, so I doubt they hit him. They hit Sakura over the head right here. Because there's blood over there. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. Must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Because she didn't die there. Handkerchief. Looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Oh, that's... You recognize it, Hina?
Well...
Yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. It's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? After we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. I really like it that much, huh?
'Cause, I mean...
But I wanted to get a chance to try one for... I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. You know. Polka dot candy wrapper has been added. There's also an ongoing game here. Whoa, what the... Some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. Oh, well, I would, because I happen to have a protein shake right here, and I'm going to drink it. This chug of protein was brought to you by Sakura, the strongest woman I know. It's got a label on it that says MA2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the chem lab.
Just a second.
That's strange. What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be part of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So...
Can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take a note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue. Not sure I see how. I see. I can see how. Chair. That was a chair that was blocking it. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, but we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Fair. Any other clues? Oh, we haven't checked Sakura's body. Sakura drew her last breath, slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. But what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood. Not a chance. Yeah, only if you get hit in the lungs is when you vomit blood. Byakuya?
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed in a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. The magazines, let's look at those. The clock, maybe something important on the clock. It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura died around 12 noon. So roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving alter ego? Let's talk to Byakuya. What'd you find? What do you want? You're bothering me. Go away. Not even trying to hide how much he despises me. Yeah, what?
What the heck?
We already know who did it.
I won't forgive you.
Byakuya, Tokyo, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here, in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually, she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me... She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself, and I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. I'd stopped her by force. Even this never would have happened. Hina, it's impossible not to have regrets. I know. But the fact that she had asked those to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It'd be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped that note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Interesting, interesting. I'm stringing up some theories right now.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed... Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
They would have needed to, if they expected to stand any chance against her. I have some ideas. I have ideas. Let me go ask the others. Oh, okay, I'm missing something. What am I missing? Got blood, got this. Maybe we need to talk to Aoi one more time.
What the heck? I won't.
No, that's not it. Oh. But according to the Monokuma file... Yeah, that's the blood she drew. That right there is the blood. There's a blood stain. She vomited the blood. Here's my theory. Here's what I'm drawing up so far. This over here, the Protozine X, was actually not Protozine X, and in fact one of the poisons that was in the chem lab. Oh, that's the only way. I said this earlier. That's the only way she would die. I remember I was talking when my buddy was here on stream. I was like, oh, Sakura couldn't die. There's only one way I could see her dying, and it would be through poison. And Lord and behold, she's dead. So it could only be poison. But now the problem is who poisoned her. So she was poisoned, right? Coughed up blood over there. Blah, blah, blah. Came to sit down because she was dying. Person comes out of the locker after seeing that, has a Monokuma bottle, or grabs it, and skapoom! Whammo to the head, and she's dead. And then... I don't know why her candy would be there. I don't know how she did the whole door thing, though. That, I am at a loss. Almost certain I got everything. I did. Oh, that's what I'm missing. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning, and the door from opening. There was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so for the most part.
So then
you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. He's decided. Gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Oh, right. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Go talk to them. Clairvoyance, man. Sayaka. So sad. There you are. Toko. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
Who's there?
The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something, right? I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. But she wanted to meet with Master too? I just said two, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the note, but I didn't go to see her. I was so scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Google claims she didn't go see her, but... And I really believe her. Well, so I can prove otherwise. I have no choice but to accept it as a fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Alright, clairvoyance. Where are you? I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How'd you know about that?
Could it be?
Oh, did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
Oh, well... When she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, no, she,
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all wrong!
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually...
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me!
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on!
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh?
What?
Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again. And shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on!
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked me to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. While waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So, where should I start? The chem lab, obviously. Data center. To the chem lab we go. Interesting.
What?
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. Byakuya. You give me more reasons to hate you every day. So can I not observe this obvious spill? This isn't my first time seeing this shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more importantly right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? Should be careful not to step in it. Footprints. These are footprints. And they're only in front of the left shelf. How did these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. Thanks. Oh, yeah, me too. I'm glad somebody else agrees. I hate Byakuya as well. 29 plays games. I'm glad we can share in our hatred for Byakuya. I cannot stand this man. My friend, however, he's a Byakuya lover. He's like, oh, I love Byakuya. You know, he loves Byakuya. I cannot stand this man. I could go on and on. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen. Dude's a dick. For real! Major one. Major.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop, chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long, I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad for you. I mean, for me.
I see.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to the shelf, did whatever they had to, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
It's certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours? No.
What?
Okay then, let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit it, these are not your footprints. Ah, thanks. Thank you. Unfortunately? Yeah, that's what I was saying. But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. And these prints are really valuable clue. What is this? What's the actual thing that got spilled? That's what I want to see. The broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it. MC4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. And this powder must have been spilled.
So in other words...
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to this case somehow. How did that powder even get there, though? Now let's look at what's on the leftmost. Let's see what's on the shelf. There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All these containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section A. Huh? Oh wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Did someone have put it here on accident? Let's look at C. On this shelf is one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section C. Anything on B? On this shelf is... looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. It is. You know what? It is. Ignorance is bliss. Isn't that kinda harsh?
What?
What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. Thanks. Thanks. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about the shelf. I should try to find out more about this shelving unit. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from section A. What concerns me is that in section A there was a bottle with a label from section C. What's the bottle of poison from section C doing in section A? There's definitely something going on here. Chem lab shelf has been added to the truth bullet of your handbook. This next drink of my protein shake goes out to you, Sakura. Ah, it's poison. Blah, blah. Okay, so this definitely came from the 3rd shelf.
So, in other words,
So it probably fell when they got this. Oh. Already did. I've checked out the area. Or at least I think I did. Check that. Check that. And I checked this as well. Alright. The powder itself, okay. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I'd better not leave a footprint. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. A bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Alright, now that's everything. Back to the rec room. Goodbye, Byakuya. May we never meet again. I so hope he's guilty this time.
Hey,
So, Makoto, how's your investigation going? Told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see.
So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying?
Anyway,
Well, I've made progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These three things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. The Monokuma bottle, the shelf.
hey,
So, did you figure it out? Yeah, there's a missing piece. There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. Correlation. Hey, Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
so...
I don't mind guiding you towards the clue, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion, so that everyone can have confidence in their outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? Ah, no answer. She's still mad! She... This hurts. Kyoko, why? I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree, huh?
Hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? Experiment?
anyway,
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
that doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So then,
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab while I'm gone. Try to gather up all the glass. That, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up... Sorry to keep you waiting.
so then,
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So, what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass we collected, and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Ah, I see. I see why she's doing that. That's the point of these experiments, and it'll make sense when we're done.
listen,
First, let's compare the weight of two of the normal Monokuma bottles. Balanced.
in other words,
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now what you might expect to see, well, a normal assumption would be either they'll bounce out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
So then,
Okay then, let's give it a try. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier. How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought.
In other words,
The result of your experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles put it all together.
hey,
And I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. 2 bottles were used. Wood him. And then check this, right?
why?
What's a hand in here?
It's true.
I think I already.
Hey,
Yeah, I already read this part.
indeed.
What else? Want me to look at this? Ah, Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding some kind of clue. Clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it that way on accident?
Hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is one of the pages near the center of the magazine. A word has been written in bloody letters. And it said, Toko? Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this...
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their fingers to write it. Dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might want to come looking. Hey, is that... That says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it.
What the heck?
Then she's a killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I won't forgive you.
It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Yeah, a bit. And then, what else was it you wanted me? Chair? No. This one.
so,
MA2.
hey. Correct. So,
I already got past this part. What is it? I forgot the last thing she wanted me to check. What was it? Sakura's body? Oh, there. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey,
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
whew.
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. He was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although, there are still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you?
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
hey,
More importantly, look here. Her shoes.
correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. That's the same yellow powder
Hey,
earlier. This protege good. Next is a wound to her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's
It
incredibly
would
difficult to
seem-
spot. It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. That's true. If she wrote that message, there would be blood on her fingers. I can't believe she was able to learn all that by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. That quickly? We're done? Already? And we have all the evidence we need?
Whoops, you caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake.
Damn.
Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
Already time? But the mystery of the locker room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Damn right. Let's get in there, Mr. Naegi. You know, I've never talked to anybody before entering the elevator. I normally just enter it. The ultimate martial artist. A locked room murder mystery.
What?
Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive. True.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at the picnic and you find a dead body. XD. Oh, Monokuma started the raw XD culture. Oh, man. This is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put it in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends?
What?
He's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait.
Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. Wait, how can they see that? What the hell was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. Hold on. Ow. My neck. Ow. How can they see that? Is nobody gonna question that fourth wall break? Alright, whatever. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me.
I don't think I'm acting
Don't be
casual.
mean.
I mean, I didn't murder anyone.
What the heck?
Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Boo! Lame! Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. The killer. The one that murdered Sakura. Stronger than anyone I know. And yet someone killed her. And that person is here. That person is one of us.
Hey,
Standing around here isn't going to do any good. Let's get going. Fair?
What the heck?
Because I didn't do it. How many times do I have to tell you?
What the heck?
How can you just stand there and say you didn't do it without even breaking a sweat? The culprit is one of us. Make no mistake about that.
Don't look at me.
I said it before and I'll say it again. It wasn't me. Alright, let's get out of here. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sound. It felt lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really?
This is kind of
That's so few. You must be so lonely. You say that like it's not your fault. we're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again, or will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the first time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Yes, I would like to say. How did you know? Oh, that's right, I have new skills. During class trial. There's a time limit for each phase. Raise your aim. That's it. Sure. Increase the time limit. It's never been a problem though. That is your aim level. Effective during a non-stop debate in the Hangman's Gambit. That's also never been a problem. Let's do this. Trial. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa! Deja vu!
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
There's so
I
many
don't want
dead.
to hear your stupid excuses.
Makes me sad. Hina seems really sure that one of those are the killer, but she must have some reason for believing that. Here we go, baby! Trial time! It's showtime!
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Alright.
It was one of you. One of you killed.
And what reason do you...
Because you hated her.
Nope, not that.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
Boom!
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong! Got him.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's a good reason to suspect all three of them. Excuse me. And does that mean one of them did? This is going by quick. This is the fastest trial I've ever done. Pocket trash. Oh, I know how this one might come in. There's so many
that
dead.
Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
Come on. There's no way none of you went. At least one of you is lying.
I know who it is. There's a clear contradiction in something one of them said just now. If they didn't go see Sakura, then how can they explain it?
The fact that Sakura wanted... There's no way that one of you is
I don't deny that I never went.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here.
Got him.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's,
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy.
That's one way to say it.
So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
Yeah.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
Where did he get that?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
I got it!
God, too easy.
I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Fair, true.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was...
Ooh, caught in a lie.
Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Huh?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me.
Oh.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
Yeah?
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Oh, so...
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't
This
know
case
when you're
is so
beat,
botched.
do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh?
Oh.
Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime.
Maybe he did do it.
So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Oh, hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was... on the magazine shelf.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
Okay, here we go. Bullet battle. Magazine dying message.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Something about it doesn't make sense. He said he saw the dying message when he first found the body. But at the time, where was the magazine? On the shelf.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem?
I think I know what
makes total sense.
I think I know what it is. I'm not sure.
I can tell you exactly what I found when Ogre's body was discovered.
Boom!
No,
Got
it's
it.
wrong. When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
I don't think she did.
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Right. Because there was no blood on her finger. Oh no. Rhythm battles. I kind of forgot how to play this.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap.
Oh.
The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right.
Bro, I'm killing it right
The
now.
occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest.
Tempo down.
I'm at least 30% right.
Ah! Got him! Final strike.
Show me the proof.
This should prove it.
Oh! Only lost a part of a heart. Only lost a part of a heart. That's just how good I am. That's just how good I am.
Completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Exactly.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But
Ooh.
why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
Huh? Just straight up admitted it?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly.
And when I got
Oh,
there...
damn. What, my bad. Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Ah, damn, I'll miss doing that voice. Oh, sure, thanks.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind, before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well,
I don't
That's
think
what
he
happened.
killed her.
Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
I agree.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
Right. What would he have had to do after any message? Why did he pick Toko? That's true, that's true. Ah. Crap, I just embarrassed myself.
Shoot!
Oh. Okay, so it's not that one. If Hiro wants to pin the crime on Toko, there's one thing that doesn't make sense. But what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? Why the magazine was hidden? No, that... Why he didn't use Sakura's finger, maybe? Oh, I'm losing another heart.
Shoot!
Damn it. Oh, why was this one so hard? Or at least it was hard for me. I just didn't get why the magazine was hidden. I mean, that makes sense to me.
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it?
Huh?
By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, fair. I didn't think of it that way.
Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
And it was Toko.
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then, he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf.
Fair.
In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
So it must have been Toko.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait! But more important, that doesn't even matter! We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it!
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
I agree.
Be serious! That's just... I don't believe it!
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
Make your argument. Shoot, what was her examination
I
summary?
didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once, is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer!
I think I know where.
I didn't want to, but I grabbed him on a Monokuma and I hit Ogre from behind.
You hit her from... And you only hit...
Yeah.
Just once.
I think it's right there. Boom! Got it.
It's wrong. If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Huh? 2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
As am I.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Agreed.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
Right.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
The chess pieces. Hangman's Gambit. Alright, here we go. Chess. Okay, so we need a C. Ah. Yes. Got it.
Now I understand.
Chess piece.
That's it. The chess pieces.
Yup.
Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
Yes.
So, what's that matter?
Means we're missing.
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then in chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case.
On the
that
contrary.
bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No.
We have the weights of the bottle.
It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
It was broken.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just 1 broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
The weights. That.
I got it!
Boom.
Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than 1 bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime.
Yup.
But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
Sakura's second attacker.
I got it!
Boom!
The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko?
Ooh.
And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid
I don't think
to
it was
admit
either
when
of
I'm
them.
wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in.
Ah, she was hiding in the locker.
When I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
The locker.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Whoa. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
Oh, new element. This late into the game? Your final strike without a second thought. But from now on, you're gonna have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Now you'll have to choose the proper truth bullet to use during the coup de grace. You'll select it the same way during the non-stop debate. Simply press the Q or use the mouse wheel. Also, like the debate, if your logic difficulty is set to kind, you'll have fewer bullets to choose from. But for educational purposes, we're going to pretend you're set to mean regardless. Just this once, okay? Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game now. Go you. Halfway? We're only halfway? Only halfway? Everybody's dead. How are we halfway? Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh boy.
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie!
Ooh.
That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing.
Final strike. Okay, we have to choose.
That's enough!
I know what it was. The locker handprints. Dude, it wasn't that. What?
I hate you. I curse you.
What was it then?
That's enough!
Bigger locker handprint? Flashcards on the floor? What about that? What? If it wasn't the locker handprint, what could it have been?
That's enough!
figure out on the floor? I don't think it's this one. It's definitely the handprints. Why didn't they work last time, though?
I admit nothing. I curse you. That's enough!
Maybe I didn't launch this one last time.
This should prove it.
Oh, okay, it was that. I was right. Why did it not work last time?
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Yeah!
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
But that's all it took.
She just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Up again.
This is Miyagi interrogator.
What do you mean, probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on, so I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Her? You mean... Oh.
Guess who's back?
It was your fault after all.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories, so I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's, you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
Still tempted to kill somebody.
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Huh? Oh, for sure she'd have some words for
What's
Hiro.
wrong? Come on, everyone. We're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
You've been a very eager beaver from the start of this. Very suspicious. As a matter of fact, I was thinking the only one who'd be able to slip poison would be somebody very trusted to Sakura, Miss Hina. I'm starting to think it was you. You slipped poison into her protein shake. Because she would only trust you to go get her protein shake. And when you got it, you filled it with poison, didn't you? But why?
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd? Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it. Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
Body, Kyoko's combination summary, yellow powder. Oh, I don't know what it could be.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
That's not where she died.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking
If
up.
it's not, it's Kyoko's.
You smashed her.
You got it! I
And where did the attack take place?
right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
Boom! Got it.
That's wrong.
But she didn't die right in front of the shelf.
Found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blood on the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
There's blood in front of the... Yep.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf.
Right.
The blood stained by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right?
How are you gonna move
All
that?
to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry any. There's no way
Ah,
I could
I didn't
move a
mean to click that.
muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Yeah,
Then-
exactly.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained.
Right.
Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Huh. So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she
I don't
just
think
snuck
so.
out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's
I
possible.
think it was Sakura who left the door. Too small.
I got it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open.
Exactly.
So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her.
Aw,
Thank you
that's
very
actually
much.
a cute face.
You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
Yeah, well, I said it first,
If
Byakuya.
Genocide Jill didn't do it. That means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
The poison.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Oh, here we go. Bullet battle.
What
I'm almost
was it
certain
that
it's gonna be the
killed
yellow
Ogre?
powder.
If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
Never mind then.
What was it that killed Ogre?
An Akuma file.
If it wasn't from Genocide Jill, then what was it?
There's no other pop that killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the shot.
Because the Monokuma file states it wasn't those blows to the head.
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
Doubt it.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood.
Exactly.
Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
Okay.
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Grab some water real quick.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Yep.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C,
A variety
of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Section C.
Shoot!
Oh, wait. Sorry. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about that one. I just kind of powered through that
I
one.
got it!
My bad.
The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? But you just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
Master!
Huh. All we could do is stand there and watch. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Yoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of contents with one finger. He touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
You're correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, The poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
Into the protein powder. Bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder. I mean that conversely, the poison must have been in... Could it be? In the protein bottle. Hangman's Gambit. Here we go, here we go. Protein... T. Need a T. Protein, I need an E. I need an N. What would that be? Drink. Got it.
Now I understand.
Aha.
The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Right.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
A protein drink.
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
Exactly.
No? I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
Yep.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
The shoe sizes. The shoe on the powder thing. That one.
I got it!
Boom. I got it.
Footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and they must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
Huh?
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
That quickly?
Ogre's killer was...
Yep.
What?
I did it. I killed Sakura.
What?
Just as I suspected.
Well, yeah, I mean, I suspected it too, but...
The footprints were made by a pair of
But just like
sneakers.
that?
There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began.
True. She
You
wanted
were
to
in
get it
an
over
awful
with.
rush to get to the vote, weren't you?
She was.
This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... The two of them were so close.
That's what I also don't
That's
get.
likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her.
Yeah.
She deceived the victim,
That's exactly
and
what I
she
thought
tried
too.
to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Yeah.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why
That's
would
what I
you
want
do
to know.
that?
Why?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
Did you want to kill her though?
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
The locked door.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
It doesn't.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
Fair.
That was... I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
Ooh, this case is a bit bigger than I thought it would be.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First, you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Meaning the
Yeah.
the footprints wouldn't line up.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Until we figure it out. Until I uncover the full truth of this case. It doesn't line up with the floor map. That's the problem.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C
To Section A.
and that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
Let me toss that bullet.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
Oh.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
I think it's there. Boom, got it.
No, that's wrong.
The footprints don't do that. This case is more
You said
complicated
you
than I
went to
thought.
get the poison from Section C. And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
What?
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was just so nervous, so I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well,
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
Why are you nervous,
And the
Pinocchio?
footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like
Why
to
are you
submit
nervous,
some new
Pinocchio?
evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
A piece of glass?
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle, and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well
Oh.
then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Ah.
Huh?
Why do I gotta
Me?
explain it? I don't get it. Wait.
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
I got it!
Oh. Go
It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
How did?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Oh.
shoot!
According to it.
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was it the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? The rec room locker? No.
shoot!
I didn't catch that detail, I'm so sorry.
I got it!
Oh, it was just that
The
detail.
bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, no, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that.
That we do.
But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can.
Okay.
After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
So I have to do something real quick. Just an exam. I will be right back at 1. The stream will finish this trial. We're gonna finish this trial at 1. I will be right back at 1.